Welcome to Old Dog Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Warrior ISO Warp Mesh. A few years back, Warrior came out with their line of warp sticks, the Burn Warp, the Evo Warp, the Regulator. They were a complete stick. The mesh was part of the head. You couldn't remove it. It was just attached to it. No stringing needed, no adjustments needed. But you only got one pocket. There wasn't really a whole lot you could do to change it. Some people tried to put shooters in it, but it was what it was. Those are good sticks. I would say they're great for people who are young, developing players. It teaches you to throw properly, have the proper follow through. Now in 2021, they've released the ISO Warp Mesh, which has larger diamonds in the center in this sweet spot with the smaller diamonds all around. Big added bonus with the ISO Warp Mesh is you can put shooters in it easily. So for somebody like me who likes a little bit of whip, I could get that extra bite on the pocket that you couldn't get in the old Warp pockets. Probably gonna have to string your pocket a few times before you find the one you really like, and it's gonna be different. It's gonna feel different. It's obviously not your standard mesh, and you do have to still pound this pocket. So whether it be a baseball bat or a 8-ball pocket pounder, whatever you've got, make sure you work it just as you would work any other mesh. Once you do find a pocket you like, you'll notice that it plays the same but feels different. So what I noticed was I felt a lot of movement and a lot of the thud of the ball against the stick. So there's no question whether it's in there, which can be a good thing, right? You know, you've got a lot of movement, a lot of banging around. It definitely has a different feel than what a ball in a standard mesh pocket would feel like. I got your questions and I'll try to get through as many of them as I can. Is it shifty? Yeah, it can be. How soft is it? It's actually very soft. You'll feel that it's much softer than your standard semi-soft mesh. Is it good for face-offs? It can be used for face-offs. Is it good for them? I wouldn't use it for face-offs, but you know, if anybody out there gives it a go and finds that it's great, I'd love to hear about it. Is it reliable? Yeah, so I think that the strengths of this mesh are consistency and reliability. So it's gonna pretty much stay this way. You know, it's not gonna change. You string a pocket you like, you're good to go as long as you're properly pounding that pocket. I had a lot of specific questions around, would it be good in a QXD? Would it be good in a, you know, this or that head? And the answer is, it'll be good in any head. Just like regular stringing with regular mesh, you can put whatever pocket you like and whatever head you want and get the performance you want as long as you know what you're doing. Do you need to add shooters or not? No, you don't need to. You string the pocket you want to perform the way you want it, and you don't need them. I like them in my stick. I needed a little bit of extra hold and a little tiny bit of whip, but the stick without any shooters is going to give you a nice smooth release. So who is ISO Warp Mesh for? It's for anybody, but who will benefit from it the most is probably the person who isn't as experienced stringing. You've got this shape all ready to go. You just got to nail down what the sidewall is going to look like, which you might take you a couple tries, but then you've got a nice channeled formed pocket ready to go. I love how Warrior and Brian's women lacrosse line are always pushing the boundaries of what they can do and trying to find out what's going to work best for players. I think that they've definitely come up with some great products over the last few years, and I'm excited to see what they've got up their sleeves. Thank you to Warrior for sending over the ISO Warp Mesh for me to try out. I really enjoyed it. I'll admit it took a little bit of time for me to figure out how I wanted to string it, but once I figured it out, it all made perfect sense. and then I was able to just pick it up and play with it like nothing. This has been my review of Warrior ISO Warp Mesh, and catch my next review. Thanks to all you old dogs, and good night, because we all have to work in the morning.